So this lesson I'm really excited for because this is a great feature of Beaver Builder, and I actually didn't know it existed for the first couple of months when I was using it to build websites for my agency. And when I found it, it just made so much sense for me and my agency because of how it worked. Now, the functionality that I want to outline that we're going to discuss is the ability to restrict the editing of Beaver Builder pages based on the capability of a user in WordPress. Now, if we go to our users currently, so there I am, and I'm the administrator user role. Now, you may or may not know this, but WordPress has capabilities, and each user role in WordPress is assigned certain capabilities. When you download a plugin, the plugin checks for the capabilities of a user and then restricts things based on whether or not that user has the capability that the plugin is checking for. So for instance, if we go to the WordPress codex, so I'll just go WordPress codex capabilities, roles and capabilities. So this is the official WordPress codex, and we scroll down a little bit. So here are all the capabilities in the index over here. And you can see they're categorized by the role. So we have an administrator role in WordPress, and by default it gets these capabilities. So the one that I just want to point out here is that the administrator user role gets edit posts, and it also gets manage options, along with all the others. If we go down to the editor user role, it gets edit posts here, but it doesn't have the manage underscore options that the administrator user role had. So keep that in your mind as we progress. And again, as you go down, you'll see that the author has less than the administrator and the editor. The contributor has even fewer capabilities, and then the subscriber has read, which basically means they can log in and view the front end of the website. So naturally, the administrator has the most, and then it just tailors off as you become more restricted based on your user role. Okay, so now that we know that the administrator and the editor have the edit posts capability, but the administrator has manage options and all the others do not, let's use that for the next part of this tutorial to restrict access to editing pages using Beaver Builder to just the admin. So let's go back to our dashboard. And we're going to find this option under Settings and then Page Builder to access the Beaver Builder plugin settings page. And then under Editing, we can add a capability. So by default, Beaver Builder allows the editing capability to the edit posts and editing global rows and modules to edit posts also. Now, if we just copy this and go back to our capabilities and just do a quick find, we can see that the editor has this, the author has this, the contributor has this, but the subscriber does not. And also the admin has this as well. So by default, everyone but the subscriber can actually drag new modules into the page, drag columns into the page, and edit the settings for each of those. Now, let's go ahead, and because we know the admin is the only one that has the manage options capability, let's just say for argument's sake, we only want the editing capability to be for the admin, and then editors and everyone else below are not allowed to edit the pages and drag in new rows and columns and modules using Beaver Builder. Let's go ahead and write manage options and click Save Editing Settings. And then let's just go ahead and quickly create a user. And we'll just call it editor. And we'll just make the password editor. And we're going to make them the editor user role. So let's click add new user. Oh, in the email, just demo and click add new user. So we've just created a new user with the editor user role. So we have an administrator, which we're logged in over here. And then over here, let's log in as that editor. So let's just go to our dummy website, which is demo.beyondbeaver.com/wp-admin. And the username's editor and the password is editor. Okay, so now I'm logged in as an editor. So let's go to the home page. And let's also logged in as the admin. Let's go to our home page. And let's just compare the editing capabilities after we just changed that. So we've just changed this to manage options. Let's see what's happened. So let's edit Beaver Builder with the administrator, which has the manage options capability. So we get the sidebar here. We could add a new row over here with a column. We could add a heading module in there. We can basically do everything that we can do that Beaver Builder offers. Now over here with our editor user role who does not have the manage options capability, let's go ahead and edit it with Beaver Builder. And we'll need to take over. And you can see there's a distinct difference. So we don't get that ability to add new content onto the page like rows, columns, and modules. We can't drag anything into the page. What we can do though is we can edit the settings. So every module has the settings icon. So for this row, we could click to edit it. And we could add a background color. For the subscribe module, we could change the confirmation message, sorry. We could change the heading text. So we can edit what's on that page currently, but we can't add new content to that page. And that is exactly what this editing capability does. Because our admin has this capability and our editor does not, they cannot do the advanced builder editing such as adding, deleting, and moving modules. Now, the reason that I want to show you this is because with my agency, I am an admin and then I restrict my website clients and I set them up with the editor user role. And I'm going in, I'm doing, a design, they're signing off on the design, and I'm building that design and it looks nice and neat and I hand it over to the client. I don't want them to go in and ruin the design. So by doing this, they can go in and they can edit the content within that design and they don't have to email me for small content edits like, can you please update that heading? Can you please change the paragraph here? They can still do all that, but they can't add new things to the page and ruin my design. And that might be appropriate to your web agency or your current situation if you're doing this for a personal website. So that is exactly what this setting here does, and it's extremely powerful. Now the next setting, global rows and modules capability. From a previous tutorial, we can hover on this and we can see that this is a global module. And if we click the spanner, we can go in and we can edit this global module. And when we save that, it's going to update anywhere this global module is throughout our website. And that is the same for a global row. So let's go down and see if we have any global rows on this page, which it looks like we don't, but it would work exactly the same way. So we have the ability, if we check that again, edit posts, which we know the editor and the admin has from our capabilities. So we know that because they both have this capability, they can edit saved rows and modules. And when we hover, we can confirm because we can edit the settings. So let's go ahead and update that option to manage options, which we know only the admin has. So we'll click save editing. And then let's refresh the page over here where we're logged in as our user with the editor user role. And let's go back to that global module. So you can see it has the padlock now. So we can't actually click to edit it. That is another constraint that you can place on the people that are editing your website to ensure they don't mess up all the hard work that you've gone to do and to set up and create your Save Global Rosa modules. So there how these two settings function in the Beaver Builder settings. And as you can see, they're extremely powerful for restricting the ability for people who are using your website and what they can edit. I just want to point out you can actually access the capabilities on WordPress by clicking the capability here, and that will open in a new tab all those settings that we went through. Again, incredibly powerful stuff, and you might not have known how that works, but hopefully this video has shown you exactly how it works, and you can use it to your advantage when you're handing over access to third parties who need to edit your website. So let's wrap up this video and go on to the next one.